Hey everybody, welcome to my review reaction video to the songs of Eurovision 2021. So today I'm going to be looking at one of the favourites, and that is France.
I don't know if I do really like this song. That bit at the beginning, yes, obviously cheesy, but it does give context to the song. That is so much more better because so much more better? Is that English? So much better.
The moment, right? And actually sometimes songs at Eurovision are saved in that last minute. How am I going to kind of do a kind of top 10 predicting who's going to get out of semi-final one? It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. So this is going to be interesting for me because I have just listened and reviewed Switzerland. So I have Switzerland's fresh on my mind, and please do check out that video on my channel. It is there, and you'll see that I had a bit of a moment, a bit of a wow moment. So that could potentially go against France in this reaction review video because I have Switzerland fresh in my mind, but also both of them are right up there in the betting odds with Malta. So it's probably not a bad thing that I'm doing them back to back. So I have heard this song, but I'd heard it before it won the national final. I'd listened on YouTube to the national final songs, and I remember this one did stand out because it had a real kind of unique sound. But what was the song that I did like? LMK Magique. Now, it's only because I kind of like upbeat numbers by female vocalists. I was looking at earlier how she didn't do particularly well. I've obviously got a bad taste in music. However, so I wasn't surprised at this one because it did stand out when I was listening through, but I haven't seen her sing this live. But I think I'm going to be watching the music video anyway because I'm just reacting to the videos that are on the Eurovision Song Contest channel on YouTube. So maybe at some point I do need to watch the live version. So yeah, so France last year went for the internal selection. They selected Tom Lieb with "You Are the Best in Me." I know that it has a French name, but if you've seen my Switzerland video, you'll know that I cannot speak or pronounce French. It's embarrassing. I get very anxious about it. So luckily there is a English equivalent translation. Now, unfortunately, France, for some people, kind of did what a lot of Eurovision fans are kind of being very critical of at the moment, and that is going to Swedish songwriters. So I think it was Thomas Gison was one of the songwriters behind "You Are the Best of Me." It did sound Swedish, even though there was French kind of language in it. Now, there wasn't a lot of love around this song last year. A lot of people said it sounded dated. A lot of people didn't like the fact that, that France went to Swedish producers. Why do that, France? If French charts, the French charts are just full of really talented French artists, French songwriters. I don't think they need to go elsewhere, but they did. And I think, for a lot of people, it just sounded really dated. Now, I didn't mind the song on first listen, and it was one of these songs that I think the reaction took France aback. I think took Tom Lieb aback. I think they were like, why are people hating on this song? So I think this song had about like 3 or 4 different revamps. I think there was a revamp like on the day that Eurovision got cancelled as well. There's one where he sings on the Eiffel Tower, which I actually quite liked. And then the final revamp, which I think would have been the song that he did send, he would have done in Rotterdam last year. It's more of a guitar thing, and the videos with him in a cinema with this girl. I think, like I said, I think this dropped on the day or the day after that Eurovision got cancelled. And it was really sweet. It's really sweet. So I actually didn't mind it. And like particularly that last revamp, I was like, oh, this is really good. And I listened to it quite a lot last year. It was sweet. I liked it. Anyway, France was very quick in basically saying Tom Lieb ain't coming back. I can't remember necessarily whether it was commitment issues with Tom Lieb or whether France said we're going in a different direction. I think it was more the second one because they brought back a national final. And yeah, we have the winner of that national final. And we have Barbara is her name? Barbara Pravi. I think this is a French word that seems to, I can pronounce this one. Voila, Voila. So this is one of the favourites, and that's unusual. That's rare for France in kind of the last, in my kind of Eurovision watching experience over the last kind of 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 years, I think. So this will be interesting. So yeah, I'm quite interested to watch this. So I think it... I like the simple production. So was it just a piano? It's a slower burner compared to Switzerland. Oh, violins. This is beautiful. Wow. So glad France has gone back to a French sound. Okay, it's building now. What's that, a cello? Oh. Sometimes just simple production is beautiful. Just classic. See, I have no idea what she's singing about, but I'm hanging on her every word. She's performing the hell out of this. I can see why this is one of the favourites. It's beautiful. Oh! It builds in a very different way than Switzerland does. This builds in like a classical way. Wow, I wasn't expecting this bit at the end. Oh, I'm so glad I watched the live version. I'm so glad. I think you do need to, oh goodness me. I think you do need to see that live. I think seeing that live does elevate it completely. Okay, wow. I can see why people are taking this song really seriously. Like particularly as I've seen that being sung live. It's very different to Switzerland. Switzerland has high budget production. Like the producers of that song, I don't know who they are, but they're genius. A lot of production's gone into that song, but this is stripped back and classic and sounds French, and I'm digging that. A song sent by France that sounds French. Yeah, I mean, it couldn't be the opposite of Tom Lieb last year, could it really? Who was it Anne-Marie David won for Luxembourg? I saw something, I follow her on something, and I saw when this won, she came out and said, yes, France, just going back to the sound which is authentic to you. And I was a bit nervous about that because I was like, oh, is the song going to sound dated? Because like I said, I couldn't really remember the song when I first initially heard it. It doesn't sound dated. It sounds French. And I'm down for that. I'm really down for that. And I was prepared to do this video and do lots of comparisons with Switzerland because I knew that this was slow. I knew Switzerland was slow, but they are very different sounds. Even though they are, yeah, the tempo is similar-ish. And I said in my reaction video to Switzerland, it's only a good thing this year if you've got a slow song. But I mean, because there are so many up-tempo songs this year, but this is a good slow song. It doesn't rely on any gimmicks. It doesn't sound like a song that has been written for Eurovision and therefore is trying too hard. It sounds really authentic. It sounds really natural. It sounds pure, if any of that makes any sense whatsoever. It's beautiful. I think I said the word beautiful a few times. It was beautiful. So, wow. Wow. I will say with Switzerland, again, if you see that reaction video, my body took over. I don't know what happened to it, but when the chorus hit in the Switzerland one, I got goosebumps. I didn't have goosebumps for this one, but because I was watching a live performance, I was just watching her, and I don't speak any French, and I didn't really care. And at the end, when it picks up and she goes, she doesn't go, I really liked that end bit. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Well done, France. I'm being from the United Kingdom and being British, I'm a little bit jealous. I'm a little bit jealous, I'm not going to lie. You deserve to do really well with this because, like I said, authentic, pure, natural, those are the words that I'm just plucking out of absolutely nowhere to try and describe this song. I really like it. I really, really like it. I can see why this is up there. I can see why Malta, Switzerland, France are up there. They are sending excellent songs, all very different sounds, with what seems to be excellent artists. So I would assume Gudjon Tears wrote that himself. I'm assuming Barbara wrote this herself because and I think, Destiny has utilised songwriters as Malta tend to do, but she's a massive performer, just giving that kind of pop factor feel, so she can be forgiven for that. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting contest. It's going to be, I need to go away. Every time I review and react to these videos, I then download the songs, and then when I'm going about my daily life, I then listen to them. So in my head, I am ranking them as I'm going through. So it's going to be interesting, these songs, just listening to them without the visuals, because that Switzerland video was beautiful. Watching her live was amazing. But it'd be interesting just listening to the audios, where this then features in my ranking system, which at some point I'm going to have to do if and when I finish these reaction videos. So well done, France. Very, very impressed. Good job. So those are my thoughts. Please let me know what you think. Please do comment below. Please do subscribe to my channel. Please do follow my journey as I go through the Eurovision 2021 videos and review them. And until next time, take care.
I don't know if I do really, really like this song. That bit at the beginning, yes, obviously cheesy, but it does give context to the song. That is so much more better because so much more better? Is that English? So much better.
The moment, all right? And actually sometimes songs at Eurovision are saved in that last minute. How am I gonna kind of do a kind of top 10 predicting who's gonna get out of semi-final one? It's gonna be an absolute bloodbath.